to give us the opportunity to be with you today. So let's start. Sorry. Yes, let's start with a fourth picture. The other day, if I arrive to go on, the other day I came across this fourth picture of Liam Neeson, you know, from the movie Taken, saying, "I don't know, I don't have your CV, I don't know who you are, but I will look you up on LinkedIn and I will find you." Okay, that sounds a little bit scary, but not so far from the reality. Indeed, LinkedIn is an amazing machine for finding information, for connecting and interacting, or for being found. LinkedIn is definitely your best friend when you are looking for a job or when you need to develop an activity or keep up to date. So welcome everyone. I'm Francoise Carbonnel. I've been a career coach for more than 20 years. And what I really enjoy is allowing my clients to take the leap. So today, I hope I will help you to take the leap of mastering LinkedIn. So I'll let Alice introduce herself.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks again, Gail, for this opportunity today. So I'm Alice, and I've worked for 16 years in recruitment and HR before becoming a career coach 3 years ago. I started in recruitment agencies, so I came from the dark side, but this will probably help me to give you insights on the employer expectations. So we have 1 hour together, and from our experience, it's quite short. So we prefer you to keep your questions in mind and write them in the chat. And we will make sure we allocate proper time for Q&A at the end of the webinar. This workshop is very practical. So have your profile ready if you want to make changes. We will record the presentation and send it to you later so you can focus on the content today. So the main objective of the presentation is how to increase your visibility on LinkedIn. We will cover several topics: why LinkedIn is a must, what is behind the algorithm. Then we will go step by step through the different sections of LinkedIn and the different functions, which are marketing, recruiting, and networking. Now, Francoise will give you some important figures on LinkedIn and explain to you why it's so important. So over to you, Francoise.
Thank you. So why is it so important to have a profile and to interact on LinkedIn? Because it's a key social network, because it's a perfect tool for job search, and because it combines 3 essential objectives, allowing you to be seen, be found, and be in touch. So first, a few figures to show you the power of this social network. In May 2020, LinkedIn had more than 700 million members in 150 countries. A recent survey showed that 73% of millennials found their last job thanks to social networks, of course, including LinkedIn. Did you know? Did you know that every 2 seconds, LinkedIn has a new member? And LinkedIn is also a platform for corporate, of course. Indeed, 92% of the 500 biggest companies are on LinkedIn. And finally, LinkedIn has published around 14 million job adverts. So are you still skeptical? Let me tell you more about the job market. 80% of vacancies are provided by the hidden market. That means 80% of jobs are not advertised. This is why LinkedIn is a key tool for your job search, a must-have, helping you identifying positions or be found by those who need you. Sorry, I can have the lead of this. Oops, okay. So LinkedIn has 3 main objectives: be seen, be found, be in touch. It is the LinkedIn slogan. Be seen. LinkedIn is your free marketing page that gives you a broad audience when you publish an article or comment a post, for example. Be found by 95% of the recruiters or be selected by the LinkedIn algorithm that searches profiles. And third, be in touch. Be connected with people who work in your targeted company. Find peers, clients, suppliers, or even investors. Be aware that in the UK, LinkedIn is the biggest market in Europe with 27 million users. So I'll let Alice tell you more about this very, very specific algorithm.
So as Francoise just shared, 95% of the recruiters are using LinkedIn for sourcing candidates. So what is behind the research tools? There is a software engine called ATS. I don't know if you are familiar with this. So ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. It's a software selecting the CVs according to keywords, and it is used by large companies and recruitment agencies when you apply for a job. And LinkedIn has its own ATS actually. So let me briefly explain how it works. For example, when a recruiter is sourcing a marketing manager, he will enter a few keywords in the software tool. So this could include things like marketing, digital, luxury. So please consider your LinkedIn page as a mini website, and what you want to do is to driving traffic to this website. So you have to include the right keywords. I don't know if you have been contacted recently on LinkedIn by recruiters. So if not, that's probably because you don't have the right keywords, but that doesn't mean your experience is not relevant. So we will try to give you some tips on how to increase your visibility. So what are the main criteria? So there are 3 criteria to increase your visibility: the content, meaning the keywords, the connections, so your network size, and the more the better, and then the activity, meaning how dynamic you are. So let's go a bit deeper on the keywords now. On average, recruiters are using 7 keywords. So like CFO or finance director, finance manager. So better to use synonyms in all along your profile. It's better also to have a detailed profile, as the ATS is based on the density. So that's why we say verbose. So the question is now how you can identify the relevant keywords for LinkedIn. So put yourself in the recruiter's shoes and ask yourself what they are looking for. What we recommend to the people we are working with is to gather job descriptions in relation to your dream job and select the keywords which are relevant and in line with your experience, of course. Then you can select also a few profiles you like on LinkedIn, see how they communicate, so do a benchmark. And at the end, try to Google yourself and have a look at 2 indicators provided by LinkedIn, which gives you relevant scores. So if you have time, you can click on your photo. You can see you have a dashboard giving a few indicators. So the one at the bottom, so dashboard, say, for example, all star, you can see on the right corner. All star, that means that your profile is complete. You have all the detail in the different sections we will see later. There is also a few indicators saying you can see how many people viewed your profile, how many search appearances. So try to have it's updated regularly. So try to have a look and see how your profile is performing. There is also another indicator called SSI. I put the link in the chat box if you want to click on it because it's not public. But you can see, so the social selling index measures the way you engage your targeted audience. Okay. So now remember, so the 3 criteria, so which are important: content, connections, activity. And Francoise will start with the content now.
Okay, thank you, Alice. What is the main goal of your profile? I guess is to attract who views your profile and give them a feel for who you are and what you really can do for them professionally. It is why you have to tweak your profile to generate interest from people who want to learn more about your offer, what you offer. So let's browse the profile from the top to the bottom. I will go with headline, about, feature, background, and Alice will tell you more about skills, recommendation, accomplishments, and interest. But first, headline and picture. Your picture and headline are the first items people see when they do a search, or do make a good first impression. So first, your picture. Make sure you have a professional looking headshot, because this is one of the parts of your profile people will see immediately, even before clicking on you. That is very important. So make it simple and engaging with a neutral background. Having no LinkedIn profile picture is a big red flag, and having a bad picture can send the wrong message and makes you look unprofessional or untrustworthy. Second, the background. The background, as you can see, the person in our example uploads her business card. Why not? You can personalize the background, and we recommend with something specific to your professional activity or a neutral picture. And third, your headline. Your current position appears by default, you know that, or your last position. Nevertheless, you have 120 characters to show what you can bring to the table. It is your value proposition, so you can customize it. Make sure your headline shows your expertise and knowledge in a clear and specific area. Include specific keywords. Find and select the job titles you are targeting. Don't hesitate to include 2 or 3 titles. Example, operations manager / head of operations. You can add an expertise or sector, FMCG / change management. For business owner, you can add a motto, or you can add the list of your services. If you don't want to include your company name, you don't have to, because your company name, you know, appears at the right. And last but not least, never ever write looking for new opportunities. Alice will tell you later about, you know, the green banner you can add to your photo, but never ever looking for new opportunities, looking for a job is not a title, and it's not a keyword for recruiters. So, picture, headline, and background. And now the about section. LinkedIn allows more than 2,000 characters, but maybe 1,000 are high enough. So there is plenty of space to include multiple paragraphs. Make sure your main message appears at the beginning above the fold. These 3 first lines have to be visible without having to click, you know, to expand your about section. They are your teaser and have to be impactful. An impactful about highlights your added value, gives key information, showcase your achievements, stimulates curiosity, and matches employers' needs. That is very important. You can inject a little bit of your personality to make it more attractive. Indeed, it is like a CV, but it's not a CV. So in our example, the person has a kind of sense of humor, but of course she's not in finance. So match with your sector and your job, of course. Don't forget to add keywords, or at least write them at the end in an area of expertise section or skills section. And if you are looking for a job, add your contact, because people in your third circle cannot see your contact, in the specific contact window. And finally, try to make it clear and easy to read. So that is the about section. And now featured section. It's a place to add images and other media attachments. This is a window to showcase your achievements or contents that illustrate the message you want to convey. You can also upload articles, video, photos, and so on. You can link with your blog, and add a portfolio if you are a graphic designer. Your background, it's experience section, volunteer experience section, and education. So first, experience section. Your experience supports your case. Determine which experience are a good match with what you are looking for and make them more detailed. You don't have to add all your experiences because it's roughly your CV, but it's mainly a marketing page and an opportunity to show only what you want. For example, if you have had 2 career paths, you add the one you want to highlight. And also you see you can add the rich media to illustrate. You can also, we recommend to illustrate with key achievements. That is very important, and results. And don't forget to start your sentences with action verb. And maybe something I forget to tell is to customize your title for each experience. I will give you an example. Last year, you were in France, General Secretary. It's a CEO's right hand. And here, General Secretary is not like this, it's the Chief of Staff. So from 2018 to 2020, you were Chief of Staff instead of General Secretary. It's very important to match your titles, all your titles, to the market you are targeted, of course. Education, very, very quickly about education. It's important if you want to benefit from the alumni network, and this could, of course, be mandatory if the recruiter is looking for a certain level of education. And last, if I can, the volunteer experience. In the UK, this section is quite important. Having volunteer experience is highly valued in the UK, so don't hesitate to add them. So, Alice, I'll let you.
So, hope everybody is still following. If you have questions, please write them down in the chat. We will come back later. And so it's a lot of information we know, but we try to move forward. So at the bottom of your profile, there is a section dedicated to your skills and endorsements that illustrate your abilities. So make sure you fill out this section correctly, because surveys show that you have 13 times more chance to show up in a search if you have the right skills. Make sure the ones you have are the most relevant, as by default only the first top skills will show up on your LinkedIn profile. it is measured by the number of people who like your skills. So it's this might not necessarily be the top skills you would like to put first. So you can reorder them. So by unpinning first the one you don't want anymore, and then you pin the one you want to appear. So select which are the most relevant for your targeted jobs, and you have to be liked for the most relevant skills. So if you have the 3 most important, then the people can like the ones you want. How can you be endorsed? You have to ask to people directly, because there is no other way on LinkedIn. Or you can try to endorse people, and maybe they will endorse you back. For recommendations, this is the second slide. You have a proper function on LinkedIn. You click on the person you want to ask recommendation, and there is the 3 dots. You click on it and you will see ask for recommendation. The recommendation is a very powerful way to immediately drive attention from recruiters also. They are like formal reference letters. You can drive the content and ask people to introduce you in a specific way using impactful wording, and again, using the right keywords. So for example, it's more powerful to say, she has a strong leadership skills and a huge knowledge about the cosmetics industry, compared to saying it was fantastic to work with Barbara, for example. You can even write a quick draft to the people you want to be recommended by. So in general, recruiters go and check the recommendation, but they don't penalize you if you don't have any. Anyway, if you don't have recommendations yet, it's a nice way to reconnect with your former colleagues. Then there is the accomplishments section. So you can see you have a lot of options, publications, even patents if you have, courses, projects, honors, whatever. So it's a long list. So, but it's a good also occasion to say, if you during the lockdown you did some online training, please insert them in this section. If you have publications also. So as you can see, LinkedIn actually is a very good opportunity for you to add a lot of information about you and to illustrate your experience compared to only a CV. And finally, so the last section is interest. So you can join groups, follow companies or influencers. So this is also at the bottom of your profile. You can have the list. So there are plenty of groups on LinkedIn. You can join up to 50 groups. So be strategic in choosing popular groups where you can be connected with like-minded people and get relevant information. Think about alumni again. There you can be, because the advantage of being part of a group is you can send messages to members even if it's not a first-degree connection. So find groups that can give you information, news, insights, and with a lot of people join in the group. The companies also, it's nice to follow the companies from your interview bucket list, the company you're really interested in, for 2 reasons. Because you will increase your knowledge of the company, definitely, and if they post some job vacation, you will be informed. But also you will appear on the top of the recruiter section, as we will see later with the recruitment tool. And finally, for the influencer, you can find people who inspire you, and also, again, that can give you valuable information for your professional objective. So we have covered all the main sections to have an appealing profile. So let's move now to personal branding. So as we said before, your visibility will depend on your level of activity. So be active, be consistent, and be strategic. Your CV is static, but in contrast, your LinkedIn page must be dynamic and ever evolving. And to create a reputation and position yourself as a knowledgeable professional in your industry, you can build a community around your contributions. So you can like, comment, post, and even better, write your own articles. But keep it easy, do this progressively. So for inspiration, you have all the groups you follow, you have the interest also to have articles, and also you have hashtags. On the left column on your profile, you have at the end, you have all the hashtags you are following. And if you want to add more, you can also discover recommendations from LinkedIn. You will see later if you want. So try to be consistent, as all your communication has to be in line with your objective, and try to post at least twice a week. Not too much, so it's find the right pace. There is a lot regarding the posting strategy. There are a lot of articles on LinkedIn about posting, and we will send you some links if you want later. But in short, LinkedIn boosts your post if you create engagement. So if you find an article you want to share, what we recommend, for example, is you write a quick summary, and at the end you can ask even a question to invite people to react to it. For example, at Harmony Mobility, when we write an article, we tag people with the hat symbol, we add some hashtags, and we try to engage with comments. You can include photos and videos also, because as we all know, communication with visuals drive more attention. And it's very important, especially if you want to be self-employed or entrepreneur, to communicate regularly and to build a reputation around it. So in conclusion, the objective of all of this is to turn viewers into followers, and even better, into connections. Let's move to the recruitment tool. So this is a tool that have some of the recruitment agencies and also big companies. It's not free, but you can see on the slide what are the criteria the recruiters have when they have this tool. So they can see if you are open to new opportunities, and also they can see if you have connection within the company. So a recent survey shows that 70% of people who changed job had LinkedIn connections within the company they joined. So if you are open to new opportunities, please update your profile and try to find connectors within the company. So let's go a bit deeper. How do the recruiters conduct their research? They use on average 7 keywords, as we've seen before. So these keywords, they are mainly found in the headline, in your about part, and in your experience title. So vary the wording, as we said, because when a recruiter is looking for a CFO, he will write down CFO, financial director, finance manager. So use synonyms and rich vocabulary also. Repeat the keywords. And as Francoise said before, your headline is not your business card. It's tailored to the position you are looking for. especially when it's ever evolving. Like when I start working, I was a recruiter, and now I'm talent acquisition manager. That basically I'm doing the same job, but only the title has changed. Please note also you have a new option, which is the green banner we mentioned before. So you can choose visible for recruiters only or for all the people, and you will appear with this green sign on your photo. The feedback from the recruiter we have recently is very positive because it enables them to see straight that you are available, and they can save time reaching you, not saying, okay, I don't know if you are available or whatever. They know that you are looking actively for a job. The main insight you have to remember is put yourself in the recruiter's shoes and use the relevant keywords. So far we have seen the importance of having an impactful profile to be visible, to be found, but it's also linking. It's very important to feel confident to contact people and develop your network. So this is the last part of the presentation, and Francoise will cover it.
So yes, LinkedIn is an amazing networking tool. It's like an incredible CRM. It helps you build your network and find information. The more you're connected, the wider your network is, and the more you stand out. To be on LinkedIn standard, you have to reach 500 plus connections. But what if you are starting out with practically no contacts? So one first very simple action is to connect with former colleagues, former managers, peers, clients, suppliers, even friends, family, and alumni. But another action that could be very proactive is to create your interview bucket list. So this is a company which are your final target. Follow them, or as Alice said, that will allow you to have news and information. Identify key players within these companies and leverage on your shared connection. So to make searches is very easy. You can use the filters and combine several filters. Yesterday with a client, I made searches. It was in the title, it was e-commerce and location, London, and first and second session. And this gave me a list, okay? And you can also use what LinkedIn named Boolean search. It's word with quotation mark. So for example, cosmetics and finance and London. But ask for introduction or contact on behalf of someone, of course. If you don't find anyone, you can ask for a connection directly with a speculative approach. So we write down email. So the first one, if you don't have an introduction. So, hi Paul, blah, blah, blah. Okay, which is your profile is very inspiring, and call to action at the end. Please see my contact details below, and I will be more happy to have a coffee, etc., etc. So that is very important, call to action. If you want to ask for an introduction, hi Paul, I see that you are connected with Amanda, and at the end, call for action. Would you mind introducing me to her? That is very important. And after, you can using a referral to connect, and dear Amanda, and this is a very easy way to have a connection. So that is how to connect on LinkedIn. For best result, as I said, send a customized message inviting someone to connect, but the better way is to connect with people and be introduced. That brings me to the conclusion with the following tips. So first, remove the numbers from your URL to be better referenced by Google. So URL, you will find it in the Me page at the right, and you can remove all the numbers. Fill in the contact session, very important. Carefully scan the settings to select your privacy elements, but don't be too restrictive and let people find you when you're looking for a job. And add another language if it's necessary for your job search. So before you go, if it's possible, I don't know if it's possible, but connect to each other and try to have more than 15 plus connections and enhance your LinkedIn profile. And I would like to say, don't stay behind your screen, but I know it's incredibly difficult nowadays. So try to connect with people and have a Zoom meeting or call. It's quite easy. And of course, follow us on LinkedIn or page on LinkedIn. And if you want more information, please contact us. Thank you very much. And now a place for questions. Gaëlle?
Yes, hi. So we've got a few questions already in the chat box. I don't know if you had time to read them, but the first one is from Alessandra, and she wants to know if it's better to talk about yourself at the first person or the third person on the About section. Do you talk about yourself or do you talk about yourself as a third person?
I can take we can ask also to the audience, but it's quite personal, I think. I would prefer the first person. The third person is more used like a bio, and if you are working in a very formal industry like finance, again, you can, most of the time there is she's.
How to do your LinkedIn.
Sorry.
Sorry, we've got an intruder.
I'm sorry, I don't realize I'm not unmute. Sorry.
Sorry. So, does Alessandra, is it okay for you?
Because
yes, I've got it in the first person, but then I've seen the example you showed was on with the third person, so I'm not sure, and I can see a mix. But you're right, it's very personal, and perhaps it depends on the industry.
Yeah,
I think it's because it was the CEO of LinkedIn, maybe, and he didn't write himself. It's about, I think.
So, and Alessandra, you had another question about the portfolio careers, if you want to ask it as well.
Yeah, for people who have different, careers, and nowadays is becoming more and more popular, right? That people do different things. You already mentioned that in the profile you should include all your skills or expertise. But do you have any advice? Like, would you kind of mention all the companies you're doing work for, or how should people if you don't have like a company, like you're not set up to have a company and you provide services to different clients, what do you put in your
experience? You don't have to add all the company you worked for, just add the one that serve your professional objective, or at least the third last jobs you had. That's enough, and detail very well the one that is the most important for the job you are looking for. That makes sense?
Okay. Yeah, but
and for example, if you have your own company, your about can be the services you provide, or a bio. Yeah, but different way. But if you have two careers or even more, you just put the experience, the last experience related to the career you want to have now. For example, like a lot of people who are like us, who are coach. In the past, they were marketing manager, for example. They just put the coach part and not the marketing.
okay.
Does it make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So thank you. So we have another question. Do you think it's better to have the pay for profile, the one who we pay for every month, or is it a free profile is good enough, do you think?
So it's a little bit expensive, but not so much. What we recommend is to prepare who you want to connect with, and you can take the 1 month free LinkedIn, yes, and
Premium, yeah.
Yes, premium, the premium, exactly. And because you prepared before the person you want to connect with, you can send your connection during this month, okay? And after that, we checked before, it's 25 a month per month. So depend on what if it's possible for you, but with the premium you can contact directly people even if they are in your third circle, so that could be good.
Yes.
If I could add something, sorry. Yeah. What we recommend, if you don't have so many connections, like you have less than 500, you can start with the premium, so to enlarge your network size. And then when you have, like, for example, like I have 2,000 plus connections, premium doesn't make a difference actually, because you are connected with a lot of people.
Okay. So how far back, so we've got actually two different questions because we have newcomers on the job on the job market and pretty old comers. So one question is, how far do we need to list our experience, and how and what can we put as experience when you have never worked before?
So for the old comers, I would say I would say maybe you don't have to mention, for example, the date of when you have been graduated. If you don't want, it's like in your CV, you can just put your diploma and no date, and then you start from where you want. Maybe the last 10 years should be relevant. And I have a question also saying regarding the volunteer experience, even if you haven't worked in the sense you haven't been paid, but you've done some things, put them also on your LinkedIn. Yeah. Put everything that serves your volunteer experience can be also be a proper experience not in the volunteering section.
Like in your CV, actually. If you are very committed with your volunteer experience, you can add in your CV as a part of your experience, and never write down volunteer, but just the name of the charity as a real job. That is a real job.
And you function like marketing or whatever.
How far back in time do you include your volunteer experience? I mean, so do I still include volunteer experience from 25 years ago?
No, I don't think so. Only if this can serve your professional objective if it's linked with your professional objective.
Okay.
But no.
So yeah, so the thing, we've got a few youngsters today who are just coming out of uni and are trying to get onto the job market. And so how do the young people do to actually fill in the gaps on LinkedIn if they don't really have any experience? Or how would you have any tips on that?
You can write down all the projects you have done at the uni. You can also, I worked recently with a young graduate. She put all the the publication she has done also. And she was very active. She had a lot of extracurricular activities in the UK especially. They have a lot of things to do besides besides the study. So yeah, you can add everything, but if you have done internships, you put in your experience, everything that is important, like in your CV again.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, the another kind of the same question, but when you've been following your husband for a long time, not being able to work, and as an expat wife, what can you put on your LinkedIn profile when you're just being, the partners, the spouse following the expat? I don't know if you have any tips as well on that.
An impactful about, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That can show what you really want to do and your drivers and your values, something very personal, and of course your professional objective, and maybe forget a little bit your experience part section. That again, LinkedIn is a marketing tool, so it's not a CV. So do it like to make yourself better on the job market.
To promote,
So promote yourself. Yes. Try to promote yourself with your LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have any experience to fill in, so don't do it, and focus on the section you can really make the difference.
Okay. And there is another linked question actually from Jacqueline, because of the gaps. We all know on CVs, especially in the UK, it's not good gaps don't look good and they don't like it. But how would you do it on LinkedIn?
You just put career, what we recommend. You just put following or career break for relocation, or just and what if you have done some activities during the relocation, like I don't know, following, like volunteering. You can put in both ways, or you were volunteering in the school of your children or whatever. Everything can be put in your LinkedIn and on your CV. And what we have noticed, that compared to France, because we are coming from France, based on our accent, definitely, it's not such a big issue actually in the UK compared to France. So you just mention it, and
they just want to know what you've done. They don't care
exactly
what you do, but they just want to know where you've been and what you've
done. Tick the box.
Exactly. So great. And if you want to take advantage of the premium free month trial, I would recommend you all to do it, because the first month is free, or are free. It used to be 3 months actually.
No, one. We
One now. Now it's one.
They changed the promotion.
Yeah, because it used to be 3, sorry, but now it's just 1. But it's and you can actually cancel after the end of the month, so it doesn't cost you anything, and it actually allows you to connect with way more people. So it could be a nice way of doing this for free. So thank you.
Don't forget to cancel.
Yes, that's the thing. Don't forget it. And since I just wanted to add, if you have any other questions, I think I will actually send you all Alice and Francoise details, so you can actually send them emails, and they would be more than happy to help you. And if you need more help, that's why they're here. And I would also like to introduce you to a friend of mine who we've been working with at Focus as well. She's done our photo portrait, and she has done my portrait on my LinkedIn profile. And Alexandra is a photographer, and which I don't know if she can actually join us at the moment.
I'm here. Hello.
Hello, Alexandra. So Alexandra, she's doing great portraits, and she's actually has taken photos of everyone at Focus, and I love what she does. And she also works for the magazine, the Focus magazine. I don't know if you've seen her London Faces articles. She's the one doing them as well. And so she has found a great way actually to be able to organize your portrait even though you'll be remotely. So I don't know, Alexandra, if you want to talk a bit how you would do it even remotely without leaving your house. You can actually take a portrait of us.
Yes, actually, I can organize virtual session with from your computer. I did it before during the lockdown. It's better to do it in person, of course, but we can manage to do it. And anyway, we can do outdoor session even if we are in lockdown. So maybe it's the best way after all.
Yes. So if you'd like to have a great portrait for your LinkedIn profile, I will also give you Alexandra's details.
Thank you.
And she can help you to have the best profile ever, to green flag and the best face ever.
Thank
you.
So
that's the best way to do it. So I don't know if you all want to add anything, and if not, I will be sending you the recording of the sessions for the ones who actually joined a bit later on. And I will be sending you everything afterwards once we're done with the workshop. So does anyone want to add something?
No, just thank you again.
Well, thank you, ladies.
Yeah, thank you to everyone for you.
Yes, thank you very much for this very practical session with lots of informative details, which we'll be working on our LinkedIn profile, and see you all.
Your dashboard.
Yes, how to improve our SSI.
Exactly.
Great. Well, see you all soon, and have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.